Good morning, I'm Helena Krellis, and today I'll be talking about the health of the oceans, specifically to what extent does single-use plastic waste affect marine life in the Mediterranean Sea in the 21st century. So plastics, and specifically macroplastics for right now, are killing marine life in the Mediterranean. And I'd like to start off with a severe statistic just to get you guys all thinking. So Europe is the second largest plastic producer in the world, and that is followed by, or it is following China as the first largest plastic producer in the world. So this graph from BBC News shows just how much plastic waste comes from Mediterranean countries. So as you can see, the northern African countries that border the Mediterranean have a lot more plastic waste compared to the southern European, but this is only kilograms per person, and this was last researched in 2016. So plastic takes a very long time to decompose, and as you can see, there's a large variation in the times of decomposition of plastics. So cigarette filters takes 5 years, plastic bags take 20 years, plastic cups take 50 years. Not on this graph are plastic bottles, but those take 450 years to decompose, and fishing lines takes 600 years to decompose. And found in the stimulus provided by NOAA, some plastics found in the ocean are bags, straws, cups, bottles, and fishing line. And these are main culprits in the Mediterranean Sea, and they're what's found killing animals in the Mediterranean. As you can see, microplastics and things like that. So different species have ingested so much plastic that they are beginning to slowly die and affect the evolution of dietary functions. So only found so far 134 Mediterranean species, and they have been found to have ingested plastics, but those have been found in 2018, and more have probably been found since then. So microplastics also have negative impacts on Mediterranean sea life. So microplastics are small pieces of plastic found in the environment, on land, and in the sea. So according to the stimulus NOAA, they are found to be less than 5 millimeters in length. So as you can see, they're very small, and they are very, very small and not easily seen to the naked eye. So the reason I bring this up is because microplastics are so small that they're easier to ingest. The ingestion of microplastics by fish can crawl up the food chain and harmfully impact bigger animals and even humans. So you can see it starts on the coast as plastic waste, it breaks down, but it does not decompose because it takes so long. It turns into microplastic, and fish can mistake this for either food or accidentally ingest it within their food, and it enters the food chain. So some statistics to describe this are 7% of global microplastics are found in the Mediterranean, 95% of waste found in the Mediterranean are plastic, and 500,000 million tons per year of macroplastics are dumped into the Mediterranean. Now 7% may seem like a small number, but comparing the Mediterranean Sea to the rest of the oceans in the world, that's a pretty significant number. So some people may believe that harmful industrial waste is more harmful to sea life because industrial waste includes oils and chemicals. But those don't travel to the oceans as quickly as plastics do because plastics can just be quickly thrown in. And there's a less percentage of industrial waste found in the ocean. So the Mediterranean is found to have less than 5% of industrial waste, while there's 95% of plastic waste. So how can we fix this? We can begin taxing plastic producers and create trade regulations to regulate plastic waste. Now, both of these options are very hefty and would have to be approved by the European Union, which could take many years. But if they are passed, Mediterranean plastic waste would already begin to decrease, as well as prevent any more plastic in the sea. Thank you. What questions do you have?
All right, first question. What evidence did you gather that you didn't use, and why didn't you use it?
So some evidence I found was provided by the World Wildlife Fund, and I wanted to use it because it had a lot of great information about the harmful effects on marine life, but it focused a lot more on the harmful effects of human life on the coastline, so I didn't use it.
And what advice would you have for someone who is thinking about researching this topic?
The advice I would have would be to probably focus on individual species and the harmful effects on them so that you can dive deeper into the problem.
You're done.